sheriff threatens to kill anti-Trump protesters. Here it is.
If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play.
Put him on full mask. Interesting. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey, that's his name, gave a warning to protesters. We will kill you, graveyard dead, is the exact quote. Now, Sheriff, I want to remind you of a few things. Number one, your job as law enforcement is not actually to shoot to kill. It's actually to stop the threat. Now, if you're telling the world, especially those under your command in the jurisdiction of your county in Florida, that your officers are going to shoot to kill, that means that you have eliminated the context of stopping known threat, which also means you have opened you and your entire department up to significant civil liability and possibly criminal prosecution if your officers decide to engage in such an act, stop a person who's engaged in any violence, and then decide to continue to shoot them and kill them anyway once the threat has been eliminated, because you have said at a press conference that's what you're going to do. Florida Attorney General James Utmeyer, a Republican, backed Ivey's stance, which followed remarks by GOP Governor Ron DeSantis, who recently suggested that drivers could run over protesters if they felt the need to flee for safety. Can we all just go ahead and agree that Florida is hell? And I know some people who are good folk watch the show in Florida. I got some friends in Florida. You all are gonna have to leave Florida to experience life beyond the insanity. These individuals are hell-bent on killing people, running over protesters, holding press conferences, all for the sake of saying one particular thing: death. Death. Not law enforcement, killing. Not rehabilitation through some type of, correctional support, which is still called the Department of Corrections. No, none of that. They're just looking to make you graveyard dead now. At least they're saying it out loud. Hell, they've been doing it for decades. Quote, you don't need to sit there and wait while people smash your window and damage your vehicle and put your family in jeopardy. You drive, just drive. That's what the Attorney General said at a press conference, basically saying, if you do it, we're going to look the other way. All right? That's what he's saying. Now, that's what the Attorney General is saying. I'm also adding that the state is taking steps to protect ICE agents. We talked about this earlier in the week. ICE agents by penalizing individuals who publish their personal information. Freedom of speech gone. In Los Angeles, since the start of the protest against ICE raids on Friday, nearly 400 people have been arrested or detained. The majority of these arrests occurred on Monday. I have more. Now, remember, they are engaged in a thoughtful, systematic, and problematic process of making sure that you are criminally and possibly civilly somehow penalized for publishing information related to a member of government, which the last time I checked, a member of government is a public servant. A member of government has the same rights, hopefully, that you do. That they have the right of freedom of speech, and you have the right of freedom of speech as well. If you just happen to have information that others don't have, you are able to say said information. Now, if that information happens to be untrue and you engage in some form of slander or libel, well, once again, we have courts to remedy that in order to create an equitable outcome for the person you have wronged, if you did. But to be able to tell the truth with information that you have, somehow that now becomes criminalized in the context only of protecting a member of government. Why isn't it to protect you? When have they made a law, a rule, a remedy, an ordinance to protect you from individuals who dox you? Oh, there's no remedy for that. Hell, I get doxed all the time. All right. Los Angeles Police Department. If you remember LAPD, we reported about this. So the LAPD, they have over 80 people arrested now in connection with protests from Wednesday. The majority of these arrests were for failure to disperse, which is a BS arrest. It just means you're not moving fast enough, typically. Hundreds of protesters have been arrested now. Many detained and then released across multiple cities, including New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Denver, Seattle, and Spokane, Washington. Now, if you believe that this is about undocumented immigrants, let's use that word. If you believe this is about undocumented immigration, you are foolish. If you believe this is about protesters, you're more foolish than you look. You see, this is about control. This is about stretching the laws in order to feed this appetite that has been created artificially inside of the gullible known as MAGA. So understand, they're bending and breaking the laws to go after folk that you may disagree with. And once they have done that, they now have what they need, the catalyst, in order to bend and break those laws to go after you. What's stopping them? You? No, of course not. You agreed with it. You said it was okay to do. You signed off on it. This is not about protesters. This is not about undocumented individuals. It is about a change, a shift in the paradigm. We cannot and we will not and we do not allow this to happen on our watch. We don't. Why are they getting rid of people in this country who are workers? Why are they laying off all the workers? At one time they said, hey, immigration was about work. Not anymore, they just want them out. Now they're deporting people that aren't even here without documentation. They have documentation. Your working class being laid off. Why? Because they are creating a paradigm shift. That paradigm shift eliminates the worker. It eliminates your middle class. It creates even higher echelons of oligarchy. And all of a sudden you have a country of haves and absolutely have-nots. That's what they're doing. All right, Jordan, thoughts here?
This is an extremely worrying development in an already terrifying world of policing and military. Of course, the National Guard deployment by Trump is chilling, sending in Marines. Some of the comments we're hearing from Marines, I saw footage on local news here in LA last night. They went down to Camp Pendleton and Marine officers and staff were pointing and laughing at the local cameras. Like, they're enjoying it. They're not recognizing how dangerous this actually is. And when you have people who enlisted growing up in an era of the war on terror and a state of forever war, thinking they're going to get deployed, and then they're not, this could be the first opportunity some of them have to see any sort of boots on the ground action. And it's civilians that are on the other side of that barrel. This is chilling. And then cops now saying, we'll kill you. I mean, Florida has a harsh law that the ACLU and the Florida Supreme Court, of course, the ACLU has condemned, and the Florida Supreme Court has tried to define. Nowhere in it does it say you get to die on the spot. You die on the spot if you engage in these activities. We're not saying that activity is legal or even encouraged. The punishment is not death. And for him to so carelessly say, yeah, we'll kill you if you do this, it shows that they know there won't be any consequences. Because, of course, DeSantis, Republicans in the state of Florida, and many parts of the media, and especially the right-wing media, will justify it. Well, it was self-defense. Well, they threw this. Well, they did that. There's always an excuse. People on the right can always find an excuse for a cop to extrajudicially kill somebody. And now they're telling you in advance, we will kill you. No, that's not law and order. That's not due process. I know the right doesn't care about that, but we still need to fight for it. This is disgusting.
Yeah, but we will stand, we will fight, we will be protected, we will be victorious because we will be together. All right, we bring updates as they come.